Morning.
How are you doing, Adrian?
Hi.
Yeah?
How are you?
Oh, good. Holding up. Oh, can we tilt that down so the
Mm.
camera goes down towards my... Yeah, there we go.
A second.
Thank you. Okay. All right. How have you been doing with your knee and your balance, Adrian?
Okay.
Yeah?
I mean, I work at it every day.
Oh, it's a constant, it's
Yeah.
a work in progress.
Yeah.
Work in progress. It's if you want to keep up and maintain and attain a good level of balance and of strength, it is an everyday thing.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's throughout the day.
Yes.
Everything. Do you
Yeah.
feel something more steady for you? The ability to make that alignment, and
Right.
be able to shift and lift. How's that been working for you when you're going outside, like that dancing?
Well, I was practicing the step, on the stool, and I landed kind of wobbly, and I got scared.
Yeah. Remember, when you do it on the like this, right, the step stool, okay, you want to be close to something where you could, like in this case, we have this wall here.
Yeah. I hold on to something.
Yeah, you can always touch something so you can maintain some reference.
Yeah. Now, I couldn't do it if I didn't hold on.
Okay. Do you feel like it's getting, that there's any change with that?
It's practice.
Very good. Okay.
So, one thing I will say that I had a fall in December, and it was at a movie theater, and the movie was over, and I was going down the steps, and there was only a railing on one side, and I lost my balance, and I just fell back, and I had a lot of trouble lifting myself up.
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to be able to not only not fall, but I want to be able to lift myself up if I do fall.
Yes. Okay. And the big exercises with that are not just the step that you've been using, okay, but also in terms of the sit to stand.
Yeah. Because when I fell on the step, I was really low down to the ground, like this. So it was hard to lift myself up from that position.
Yes, I understand. But as a progression, starting from the more secure standing, okay, as a progression, sitting down, and here I'm holding on to something, like it could be a railing, or it could be an edge of a sink. It could be the edge of a sink even, okay? Is that you want to still work on getting a little lower, and then back up. But
yeah.
The only thing is you're in control. Can you do that again?
Let me go to the side.
Oh, I like the angle. The angle was good, because I could see whether your knees are rolling in.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Good. Yeah, keeping the arches lifted, knees over the feet.
A lot of it is when I get down to this point.
Yep.
Holding the core in, it gets harder and harder for me.
That's it. As it would for anyone, actually, because that's the more challenging angle. The lower you go, the more strength is required. And I see the right knee gets a little wobbly.
Yeah. My right knee is where the torn meniscus was, and it's the one that is most affected by my disability because I have a wide gait. my left leg has always compensated more for my right leg.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. I hear you. Okay.
And now that I'm 47, my left leg is pretty weak because
Yeah.
it's been carrying my right leg for 40 years. So
I hear you. Okay. So that's it. Pretend you have that belt around your knees, right? A very wide belt. Pretend you have it on. Or you can put it on.
it's not that wide.
Yeah, it's at its widest. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't want you breaking the belt.
Yeah, it's not good because my
Yeah.
knees go in.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's but the idea here is that it's as if you have that imaginary belt around the knee and you're always pressing out against the imaginary belt. How about that?
Yeah, it really hurts.
Oh, then I want to go
It
down.
really hurts.
Yeah, don't go down as low as that. You only go down as low as you're in control, okay? Both of your pain and of your form, okay? Yeah. Yeah, we're good.
That's about as low as I can go comfortably.
Okay, good. And you work on that. You want to eliminate the wobbly, right?
Okay.
It wants to wobble, and you want to eliminate that wobbly as if that belt, you are pressing out against the imaginary belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that because you'll notice the knee wants to wobble inward.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But using the belt, it trains the outer hip muscles to press out so that it helps to counteract the tendency to wobble inward. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. So even as you do this, okay, the imaginary belt is there, and you seek to eliminate anything that makes that knee wobble in. You actually want to make sure, as much as possible, going down slowly, to make sure that stays as steady as possible. The arch is lifted like you have. Good. All right. And the knee stays over that foot. Do not allow it to wobble in. If it wobbles in, you have to dial up the pressing out to steady it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's a constant monitoring.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a mindfulness.
Yeah.
After you're developing a part of our awareness of our brain, if you will,
Yeah.
to monitor this, because as you practice this, your brain will devote a certain part of itself to monitor and to maintain, to gain and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, that's why anything gets easier through practice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's looking, well, that wobbled in. Okay. So when you came up, when you came up, it started to wobble in. Okay. And you seek not to let that happen at all.
Yeah.
On the way down and on the way up. A little better. Don't let it wobble. Don't let it wobble. Yep. Good. That's it. Now you're getting the knee musculature to work with your hip musculature. Working with the brain, the awareness.
Yeah.
Good. A lot of concentration, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it seem to be getting a little easier?
I'm starting to visualize it more because I learned visually.
Good.
So the best thing for me, that's why I like physical therapy, because I can look at what the therapist is doing and model.
Yes. Yeah, which is why I'm wearing my shorts. And I like to be the model. Yeah, you want to be set in, almost as if you're set in stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no wobbling.
It's just very hard when you're out in the world.
Yes. That's why you practice now when it's quiet.
Right.
No distractions except me. Okay. Yeah. So you develop that part of your brain that will monitor and help you to gain and maintain. So it becomes easier out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It becomes consistent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because out there, it's not that accessible.
Yeah.
Like I wish there were handrails everywhere.
Yes. And of course there are not.
No.
Not in the wild, not in the forest. Okay. Which is why I like to use my hiking sticks.
Yeah, I have to try those and see, because the last time I tried it was years ago. So I need to try it again and see.
Yeah, they can be awkward because you have to keep track of the sticks.
Yeah.
One or two.
Yeah, when I walk with a cane, it's awkward because I have to think about where to put the cane, so I don't think about my legs.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the problem with that.
With more practice, yeah. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, looks like you're getting the hang of it. Yep. As soon as you detect it rolling in, pause and correct it. As soon as you detect, you must correct.
It's hard for me to detect. It's so slight.
Yeah, that's why you can, in this case, under this controlled situation, you can look down at your knee, and if you see it rolling in, boom, you have to get on it.
I'm just trying to keep my alignment. So I'm trying to keep my alignment.
Correct. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about, the alignment.
But when I look down, I'm afraid it's breaking my alignment.
Well, you notice that as I'm doing this, I'm actually tilting downward so I can look more easily down anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hinging at the hip.
The other thing I'll mention is as I'm doing this exercise, I'm feeling my lower back pain.
Yeah. Okay. So
because I have stenosis in my lower back.
Yeah. So for anyone watching this, okay, the one you can choose the position of your spine. Sometimes if a person has stenosis of a strong degree, arching your back tends to be a little painful.
Mm-hmm.
So you could back off a little bit to be more comfortable. See what I'm doing?
I can't tell, is that neutral spine or an arch?
An arch is actually a neutral spine.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but if you have a stenosis, you have to decide whether an arch is too much, and you may have to back.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, actually, my most comfortable position is when I hold in my pelvis, like a pelvic tilt.
Okay, all right, like a posterior pelvic tilt.
Yeah, that's the most comfortable.
Yes, okay. And so you can always practice that as you do this so that you're not just creating a large arch.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So imagine like I'm doing the bridge where I use a pelvic tilt. Okay,
that's cool. All right. Yep. But again, just enough so that you're comfortable through this any stenosis, okay? It's best not to round out though completely.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Good.
Just kind of tuck in my glutes.
Yes.
So it feels really tight.
Yeah.
The tighter I get myself, the easier it is, and the less pain I feel.
Because you're holding yourself together. You're stabilizing yourself.
Exactly.
That's a great thing.
Like tricep curls. I have a hard time doing those because I'm in a bent position.
Right.
And it's hard to hold in my core.
Yeah, well, the tricep is an emphasis of the elbow without bending over. Okay, although you maintain the same alignment of your leg and of your knee. Because if you're unsteady through the knees and hips, it's going to make you strain through the upper torso. Yeah?
Yeah.
So this is foundational what you're doing right now. becoming aligned through the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's it. Good.
It's like the sitting position when I sit in a chair.
Yes, that's deliberate. It is all the same. It's all the same. Okay. To keep it simple, it's all the same. That same squat is the same position to sit down. Oops, I'm sitting on my. It's the same position. You feel it?
Yeah.
Keep it in the same alignment. The sitting to standing to sitting, squatting, if you will, also, it's the same. It's just one of whether there's a chair or not.
Uh-huh.
A fundamental movement, great for your knees and for your hips and ankles. And practicing your balance doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Are you maintaining the 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yes.
Excellent. Kudos.
Thank you.
Good. Very good. Okay. Come on and stand. Are you tired?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I have some water, so that helps.
That's very good. Okay. I'm just going to ask you to stand. Okay.
Okay.
Strenuous now. Say, let's just on purpose, we'll just place the feet maybe a little wider than your hips. Okay. Good. All right. So this should not require a lot of exertion. Should not. Instead, this is an awareness exercise again. Okay. What we want is that again the alignment. Remember, what supports the knee from below is the arch, right? The arch supports the knee from below. So we want an arch. And then from above the knee, the hip musculature, it supports the knee from above. And both the arch and the hip musculature, like what we use the belt for, they work synergistically to protect the knee, to allow the knee to get stronger and to be protected. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right, very good. So that creates the alignment, the weight-bearing alignment. And now the exercise is just shifting side to side. And go slowly. Go slowly.
Did I lift my heel?
Nope. You just keep your feet in contact with the terra firma, with the ground. Okay. You're just swaying side to side like you're at a concert when we can go to concerts again.
Uh-huh.
And so you're going side to side in time with the music. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The point is here is that you want to maintain the weight-bearing alignment in both either leg as you sway side to side, as you shift side to side. This also is good for balance too.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because the thing to also be aware of is your center of gravity, your center point within your pelvic bone, your hip bone, okay, right in the middle, below your belly button. And that's the center of gravity there. And that point, that center of gravity should line up over the foot that's supporting you.
Mm.
Okay, so this is a gravity plumb line, okay, and that's lined up with my point. See how I get the, in this case, the pole, how it lines up over my foot?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yes. So that point, my belt, acting like a plumb line, a gravity line, is lining up over the foot that is going to support me.
Kind of like keeping my torso straight wherever my leg goes.
How do you keep what straight?
My torso?
Yeah. I keep my torso upright because also when I shift, if I'll put that belt like so, okay? Notice the belt stays level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm shifting from the hips and my knees stay in alignment between my arch, between my foot and my hip. It doesn't give in. This is not good.
No.
Yeah, there we go. I'm practicing gaining and maintaining. Notice I'm still staying level through my pelvis. I'm not tilting. That means I'm moving more from the hip.
And that's what we want.
That is what you want. Because when you walk, you don't want to walk like this. Right? Yeah. We're moving elsewhere than the hip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This is, in a way, this is like a slow dance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a dance, a slow dance, you don't want to dance like that.
Right.
Unless they ask you to. Yeah. But in a slow dance, you're just really keeping your balance and you're shifting from foot to foot. Okay. And for that to occur, your center of gravity below your belly button lines up over the foot before you can pick up the other foot. Sorry, my belt curves a little bit, but you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for all that to work at its best, your knee is aligned with your hip and foot in that straight line. Yeah. And you can feel it. You're making it happen. Yeah. So even though this is not very exertive, it's more awareness. It's an awareness exercise where you attain and maintain even as you shift side to side. I'll even do this waiting in the grocery line.
Yeah, I do this a lot too.
Yeah, yeah, but with focus. And my focus is on where my balance point is and how it lines up over the supporting foot. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm being aware of that. And the other thing I'm being aware of is that I am upright. I'm not tilting. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And my weight-bearing alignment. My weight-bearing alignment. Both legs, even as I shift from this side, this one still counts. I don't want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And that is a wonderful exercise, an awareness exercise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice and gentle.
Yes. To progress, you can also just shift, what I call shift and then lift.
Oh,
That's a little.
That's hard.
That's a progression, and you don't have to lift up high. Though as a progression, you can lift up higher and higher. Okay, keeping your balance and alignment. But all you have to do is just leave the ground slightly, just barely leave the ground. That's it. Don't let the knee roll in. Yeah. Is your center?
I feel that in kind of like right here.
Yes, because that's where you're going to be moving from. That's where you move from. It's from the hip. Exactly where you should be moving from. Okay. That's why we don't want to move from the spine and the pelvis. We want to keep that stable. Because in the end, you know what you're doing? You're walking. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What to be aware of when you're walking? The elements of better walking. Well, there are more, but we're working on some alignment and how it relates to balance, even in walking, right?
Yeah.
Of course, in walking, your feet will be more underneath your center, so it's a lot easier. You don't need to move side to side as much. But it's the same concept. Even if I had that gravity belt, I mean the gravity of a plumb line at my center, moving over each supportive foot.
Oh. Yeah.
You see?
Uh-huh.
This is not, I just don't have to go as far.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes. See how it does that? I'm not doing anything. I'm not manipulating anything except I'm shifting. Right?
Yep. Oh my gosh. I've never thought about it this way.
Yes. And your knees translate that. That's why the knees have to be aligned with the hip and the foot. It throws you off. Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Good. So your center of gravity, that point below your belly button, inside the pelvic bone, it lines up each and every step over your supportive foot. The reason why we want the feet close together is because it's most efficient.
Mm-hmm.
That way you don't have to go side to side to side walking. That's why the feet are underneath your center more, so your center doesn't have to move as much, just balance. You can see it in the camera pretty nicely, how I'm shifting. I'm doing that naturally. I'm not even, see how I'm going, then I'm going to go this way. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. You can see it pretty nicely. But it's good to be aware of it, that you're making it happen, that you're facilitating it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. And remember, and notice your feet are pointing in the same direction as you're moving in. And that's why we have that other exercise where we have the belt. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you have to press out against the belt, but you're pivoting the feet. While you press out, you're pivoting the feet so that your feet point straight ahead while you still press out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It translates into walking. I used to walk like this. One foot was turned out, and this one it created a terrible pain in my knee from that constant torque. So, railroad tracks. Your feet are like railroad tracks. They point in the same direction you want to move into. How does that feel on your balance now?
Okay.
Okay. Yep. Get the feet straight, and then the center of gravity shifting. Arches lifted. And the belt muscles engaged, so you don't wobble in.
Well, I definitely feel it in this area, so I guess that's good.
Yeah, anywhere through the hip, right through here. Yeah, in the haunch. Mm-hmm. People tend to feel it through here.
Yeah.
That's a sign that these muscles are working on your behalf. They're activating to support you. So if they give way, this is the way to stay naturally stronger. Mm-hmm. Every step, these muscles are working. How do you like that? Who needs to go to the gym?
Right. Well, my days of going to the gym are over. PT is my gym.
Actually, your life is your gym.
Right.
Your whole day is the gym. I know
Yeah.
that sounds exhausting, doesn't it? But in a way,
Yeah, but
that's how we
it's a
stay
good
naturally.
exhaustion.
Yeah, that's how we stay naturally strong, by treating everything that we do through the day as an exercise. Okay, everything we do through the day is an exercise, so we stay naturally strong.
Mhm.
Keep our body capable of supporting our own body weight through our lives. And that takes awareness, direction, and form. Everything I ask you to do, I do myself, and it really works well. Okay. So whether you're starting on the lower side or you're moving your way up and progressing, it's all there.
Yeah.
From the ground floor on up to the next level. Okay. There we go for this week.
Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.